Hello and welcome back to another video. In this problem, we're asked to find an explicit formula for the inverse of f and use it to graph the inverse, f, and the line y equals x on the same screen. To check our work, see whether the graphs of f and f inverse are reflections about the line y equals x. So to calculate the inverse of f, we take our original function, and wherever we see the function, we replace it with x. And wherever we see x, we replace it with the function, except this time it's the inverse. Now we just have to solve for f, and we'll have our equation. So the first thing is to square both sides. So we get x squared is equal to 4 times the inverse of f plus 3. Subtract 3 from both sides. 4 times the inverse of f is equal to x squared minus 3. And just divide by 4 to get that the inverse of f is equal to x squared minus 3 over 4. Now we have to graph this equation, and y equals x on the same screen. And I've done that here in Desmos. So we can see that they are reflections about the line. So this is our original function, and this is the inverse. Now, since the function has a range restriction that y has to be greater than 0, because it's equal to the square root of something which has to be greater than or equal to 0, when I graphed this function, I made sure that the inverse had a domain of x is greater than 0. Because we can see that they perfectly match here about the line. But if I remove the domain restriction, it becomes a full parabola and it's not a perfect reflection.